In the wake of Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview last week, Piers Morgan has responded, calling him a monumental D-head and so much more in his latest rant. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because in the wake of Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview last week, Piers Morgan has responded, calling him a monumental D-head and so much more in his latest rant. And so here he is on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Make sure you subscribe to him on YouTube. And yeah, Piers Morgan Uncensored shared this clip that I'm going to play for you in a moment. Quoting Piers Morgan, he does say a little bit more, so we'll get to that in a moment. But the tweet also says, Piers Morgan slams Prince Harry for constantly tearing into the royal family. Watch more. So yeah, let's watch some more, shall we?
With great respect, if someone talks like a dickhead and walks like a dickhead and acts like a dickhead, he's a dickhead.
He's ripping on that kind of famous phrase. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a freaking duck. I love how he's kind of taken that phrase and applied it to this situation for Hazza. He sounds like a D-head and looks like a D-head. He's a freaking D-head. I love it. This is so hilarious. Thing is, though, he does get serious. So check out the rest of this clip.
And it's not my truth,
I mean, you said it,
or
Piers.
his truth,
You said
or
it,
anybody
Piers.
else's truth, and it requires no fact-checking. He is a monumental dickhead. And that's what we're now seeing unravelling before our eyes.
And a lot of people are actually turning round and questioning Hazza's sanity on this one now. A lot of people think that he's just completely lost it, that his mind's gone, he's lost touch of reality, and he just needs some mental health help, really, essentially, at that point. Now, if that's the case, then fair play. If he needs help with his mental health, then, of course, he needs to get it, and I hope he does, okay? We're all human at the end of the day. He's still human. If he needs mental health help, then fair play, right? But I don't think he's lost it. I don't think mental health has anything to do, really, with what he's doing against the royal family. I don't think mental health has anything to do with that BBC interview last week, because I've watched it, and the dude's coherent. And he knows what he's doing. And he knows what he's saying. He's co-signing the full lot of it. To me, mental health is no driver behind what he's doing against the royal family right now. Not at all. But I do agree with Piers Morgan, where he's slamming Prince as an absolute D-head. But he also says something else that's really important to know.
And he can't stop talking. The idea that their free speech is being infringed in some way, they never stop talking. This is the problem.
Okay, Piers, let's say you're right. Let's say that we...
He is right. Piers Morgan just says it there. I am right. Yeah, he is.
Right.
Let's say that we can't stop them talking. How dangerous is that for the monarchy?
Very.
Is my point.
Very.
Here you go. Yes, Piers Morgan has called him as an absolute D-head. But Piers Morgan really is calling him a dangerous D-head. Why, though? The reason is going to shock you.
I mean, that is fundamentally my point.
There was a survey. There was a
right,
survey in the Caribbean, a lot of the Commonwealth countries, but particularly
Yes.
Caribbean,
Yes.
which showed a marked drop in the popularity of the royal family
and across the Commonwealth.
because of the racism allegations.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so...
They, by the way, now apparently we're supposed to believe they never made them. Yeah. So you let the fire off, you're the arsonist, and then you run away and pretend it was actually the media that set the fire off. Bullshit.
And so
I call BS on that as well. Because we all remember that Oprah interview they at least, let's say, alluded to the notion that the royal family was racist, right? And straight after that Oprah interview, what were all the headlines? Harry and Meghan calling the royal family racist as they questioned the colour of the skin of unborn baby Archie, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Not once did I see during that period Harry and Meghan, through their spokesperson, turning round and denying that. Turning round and saying, no, you got it wrong. You're misquoting us there. No. It was only a couple of years later when Azza was promoting his book Spare, where he turned around and said, no, we didn't call the royals racist in that Oprah interview. It's unconscious biasness. Blaming the media instead in saying, oh, well, Azza and Meghan said that the royal family are racist in the Oprah interview. No. The fault lies with Azza and Meghan. They insinuated it in the Oprah interview. They didn't once, during that whole period, refute any of the headlines that came out afterwards about the allegation, this, that, and the other. It was only a couple of years later when Hazza was promoting Spare, where he then turned around and says, we never called him racist. It was unconscious biasness, this, that, and the other. So, yeah, I definitely echo Piers Morgan's sentiment there, where he turns around and he calls BS on it all. But more importantly, he's turning round overall and he's calling Hazza a dangerous D-head. Why? Because the whole insinuation that Hazza and Meghan started, right, that the royal family is racist, that there's a racist in the royal family, that questioned the colour of the skin of the unborn baby Archie, blah, 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 right? That racism claim has affected the Commonwealth countries and their belief and confidence in the royal family. Piers Morgan is totally right about that. Because the Daily Mail, back in 2023, reported that nearly half of King Charles's realms are now Republican. And a shock poll shows that 6 out of 14 nations at the time, including Canada and Australia, would vote to remove King Charles as their head of state. Here we go. Here's how they all voted. So this is the thing, right? A lot of them are now on the fence and it's nearly 50-50. Antigua and Barbuda, 45% want to keep the monarchy. 47% want to become a republic and ditch them. Australia, 35% want to keep the monarchy. Now 42% want to ditch it. Bahamas, 51% want to ditch the monarchy. Canada, 47% want to get rid of the monarchy. Jamaica, 49%. Solomon Islands, 59%. Belize is nearly 50-50 there. There's not much in it. We've got New Zealand. That's a little bit more friendlier. 44% want to keep the monarchy in comparison to 34% that want to ditch it. We've got Papua New Guinea. 51% want to keep the monarchy. 45% want to ditch it. You really only have St. Vincent and the Grenadines and also Tuvalu that have 63% and 71% respectfully that want to keep the monarchy, which is an overwhelming amount of support for wanting to keep the monarchy as head of state in their Commonwealth country. The rest are either 50-50, very, very close, or they do want to now ditch the monarchy. And I can imagine that, yes, part of the reason is Hazza and Meghan and that Oprah interview, at the very least insinuating that there are, quote, royal racists in the monarchy, which I don't believe at all. I don't believe 99% of what freaking comes out of their gobs really these days. Do you? So this is the thing. Piers Morgan's right. Piers Morgan is right in calling Hazza a D-head, a monumental D-head, but furthermore, calling him a monumental, dangerous D-head for the monarchy. This clip right here is very, very important for everyone to watch because he is making some really good points here about Hazza. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more. You do not want to miss my next video. Then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you agree with Piers Morgan? Do you think that Hazza is a monumental, dangerous D-head? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys. Laters.